chase the bay, gotta chase the bay. Ain't no need to lag.
Oh, that's not the right screen. What's up, and welcome to Lunchtime in the Lab, your number one gambling podcast for quick picks. I am your host, as always. Thanks so much for hopping in here on a Monday morning. Get my notes pulled up here, and we will get going. As you guys are coming on in here, hit that like button for me. Hit the subscribe button for me, too. If you do not mind, go ahead and drop a comment as well. Love to be able to interact with you guys, and I can't do that as well if we don't have to be watching. So, let's get this show on the road, though, huh? Let's get paid. Indeed, I'm feeling pretty good about today. I'm actually checking out the other monitor here, paying attention to some college baseball. I was trying to get some college baseball going, and DraftKings is being awful stingy with the lines. There was a spread that I was actually interested in, so unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to be able to get to bet on that today because they're not being too quick with it, unfortunately. But we move on. Where are we at here? All right. I got all kinds of out of whack. I did not have my buttons prepared. Still kind of learning this thing here. All right. So today is Monday, February 26th. Before we get into today's plays, take a look back and see what we did yesterday. Had ourselves a 2-in-1 day. My boy Buddy, if you watched the show yesterday, I also gave out that little builder as a plus 101. We had Buddy at 11.5. He had 11. But I'll tell you what, he had 5 points. Maybe at halftime. And I mean, he did really just nothing all day, just bricking up threes. Everybody was benched. They ended up putting him back in the last 3 minutes. He hit 2 garbage time threes, which, actually ended up cashing a bet for one of the other cappers in the Discord. But, I had him for 11.5. So I caught the hook there. And then realistically, I mean, we just needed him to hit one of those threes. I think he shot 2 for 7, if I'm not mistaken, 4 for 13 altogether, something along those lines. I mean, I don't know for sure. I didn't write it down. Frustrating one there. Not losing. I lost on the hook in the Discord, lost on the hook in that little builder. If, you guys paid attention, those are the types of plays I normally kind of mess with, and then straights, too. Kobe, though, over 9.5. That's another one I thought I lost on the hook. I was about to go to bed, very upset. I still don't really know what happened. It was kind of a weird. I saw the play. Alex Caruso kind of was going out of bounds, but didn't really have control, tossed it in, and Kobe grabbed it, and they had given the rebound to Alex. Game I thought was over, and then put my phone down. We were watching, we were on the last season of Game of Thrones, wrapping that up, and everyone's tagging me like, we won. And I was like, oh, all right, one win our way. And then Jamal Murray over 21.5. I mean, the guy really did smack it. That was a good bet there. Really slow first half. I had a lot of people, kind of messaging me or in the Discord, or I had somebody on shorts. I mean, trying to put these plays out singularly on shorts too. It's like, I'm going to track your record. Good luck. Well, I want it, my boy. But we had ourselves a nice little 2-in-1 day. We'll move into these other plays here. Like I said, if you have not hit that subscribe button for me, please do so. I think I was sitting at like 370 something. I was trying to look at my phone here real quick, unless I can't get it pulled up. 377 or something like that, I think it was. 377 subscribers. So that's not bad for doing this for like a month or something, maybe a month and a half. I don't know. But hey, that's more than I had when I started. So that's pretty awesome. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that like video too. I'm sure that helps me out. So first play here, I got 2 of them in the first game. Weird slate. Not a whole lot going on. Was it like 4 games or something like that? So, got some back-to-backs too. So, nothing terrible. DraftKings finally putting some of these run lines up that I wanted, but it's gonna be a little too late because I'm interested in the 5:00 game. It's gonna take too long. First play though, we're gonna run with my boy Pascal Siakam. A lot of reasons to like this bet. Really kind of feeling this game, to be honest. If you look at the graph behind me, Siakam at home in a win. He's over this in 6 of his last 10. But more importantly, in this situation, he is hitting at a 60% clip at home. And when they win, the Pacers are a minus 250 money line at home. So we have that kind of like a little bit of a favorable type situation. Nick, thanks so much. Love the background. Believe it or not, I made that myself. If you're talking about the pig and stuff, I mean, I made that. Everything else I paid for. On the line of 21.5, he's been right there, though. 18, 19, 20 in the 3 of the 4 losses that he had. So, I mean, he's hovering right there. The line's probably priced pretty accordingly. This is also a revenge spot. He obviously started playing with the Raptors at the beginning of this year, now playing for the Pacers. He did play them one time already in Toronto, and now is on his new home court now. He had put up 23 points against them the first time that he played. I think we see something similar, if not hopefully a lot more. Most importantly, and a little bit not like the main reason for this bet, and then like the second bet that I'm going to come into will certainly kind of make sense. They kind of tie together, and I'm essentially predicting the way the game's going to flow with these two player props, but on a back-to-back or 0 days of rest. And the best way, I think on props.cash, you can look this stuff up, but I don't have that. I pay for Outlier. I like Outlier better. They also have like insights and stuff like that where you can go in and it's be like, oh, shoot, okay. Like for a while, it was like Paul Reed. Paul Reed hasn't hit a three in 14 games. So it's like, all right, what's the under? Minus 300? Not bad. Let me use that for a leg. Like Denny was hitting a three every game. Put it together, plus 100. Stuff like that. They got little insights like that. It's cool. But on StatMuse, you can go in there and hit 0 days of rest, which is the same thing as back-to-back. On 0 days of rest, he's over this number in 5 of his last 6 games. And he's over by like way over. Like he smashes it on a back-to-back. If you were to look at the games where he just played with the Pacers, though, so obviously it's a little bit of difference between the Pacers and like the Raptors, different flow or whatever, I guess, right? With Pacers on a back-to-back, aka 0 days of rest, he has had 22 and 31 points on a back-to-back. He plays really, really well, honestly, on a back-to-back. Whether that's the guys around him, or he's just a baller and he's just able to kind of like pick it up. I don't know, but also in the last 7, the Raptors are giving up the 11th most points to power forwards with an average of 26 points per game. So we have a lot of reasons to like my boy Siakam here. Pick whichever one you want, but we're going to ride him over 21.5. The next play is going to be Tyrese Halliburton. I tell you what, you might be thinking to yourself, well, hey, like, do you think Hallie's going to be passing to Siakam? Yes, exactly. That's exactly what the bet is today. Hallie is over this in 4 of his last 5 games, as you can see on the graph behind me. But he hits 12. Line set pretty well. Pretty good line, to be honest. If it was at 12.5, I'd be a little scared. 11.5, I feel pretty okay. If you want to play a little builder type thing, maybe I mess with it and do like pull Siakam down, take Hallie for like 10 or double, depending on what the odds might come out to. Perfect. I even looked at doing like Hallie for 15 points, 10 assists, and then like the win. Another option gets you at like plus money or something like that, But as you can see, though, this line set pretty clear, averaging 12 in the game, one of which was against the Raptors, which he had 12 against. The most important part, or like the main reason for this bet, is he faces a Raptors team that allows I've completely lost my spot here. Actually, scrolled too far. Most importantly, though, he faces a Raptors team that in their last 7 games, they are giving up the 5th least points to point guards. They actually defend point guards, shooting guards really well. They don't defend power forwards and small forwards very well, and they're like pretty average to like middle of the pack against centers. So that's fantastic for Siakam. He has a great matchup, Siakam on the floor, and Halliburton actually does not have a good scoring matchup, which of course is going to turn into him needing to pass more often than normal, I guess, right? They also, let's see, last 15, they gave up the 4th least. Last 30, they gave the 2nd least points. So they do a really good job of shutting down point guards, which is obviously the majority. It's like they normally blitz like the number 1 ball handler, the number 1 like scoring option is the type of defense that they play. But throughout that time frame, they gave up the most assists to point guard, which obviously makes sense, right? They have a really tough defense scoring wise against point guards, and then they allow them to assist really well. And we have point God himself, assist God himself, Tyrese Halliburton out there. 12, I think, is going to be pretty damn easy to get for today. I'm thinking he's going to be in like a 14 type range or something like that. If you like the double-double and you want to put it with something else to be a little safer, sure, that's fine. The last time I bet on Halliburton's points is when he put up that 5 spot, like 8 or 9 games ago, so maybe something less, So we have a team in a situation where they're going to win. He's got other players with a fantastic scoring matchup. He has a fantastic passing matchup. I mean, honestly, it's just too good. We'll ride with Halliburton over 11.5 assists for the second play. This third play here, I don't really have a graphic for it, as there's really not anything that like looks great, to be honest. It's just a read, to be honest. Well, hey, look at that. DraftKings gave me what I was looking for. I got 19 minutes to get the play out if I'm going to run it. So if you're in the Discord, pay attention. Keegan Murray over 13.5 points is going to be the third play. Keegan Murray over 13.5 points is the third play. Super streaky guy. The bet is for him at home. He's over in 6 of his last 10 games at home. There really wasn't much of a graph to throw that up. There's nothing to look at. A lot of red in there. Not a lot of green. At home, though, he's hitting it at a 70% clip. 70% of the time at home, he is going over. This is a 50-50 bet. When you play it straight, I talk about all the time. You had a 50-50 chance, essentially. If it was, don't pay attention to the juice, whatever. 70% clip at home. That's really what the bet is about. The Heat are going to be without Butler. The Heat have Hero that's kind of banged up. They have other guys like that other Jokic guy that is suspended because of that fight with the Pelicans and everything like that, So solid look for him, to be honest. DraftKings has a 33% boost that honestly I think I'm about to use for baseball here in a second in the VIP if you're in there with the beer money picks. But honestly, like I thought too to do like Keegan for like 10 and then do the Kings money line. I bet you that's pretty close to even money. Or if there's like a boost or something like that, or type of builder, something along those lines. If you don't really feel like playing him straight, as I do think the Kings win this one, especially without Butler and some of these other like role player type game guys that aren't available for us today because of like that fight that they had. Multiple plays to play it. I'm definitely playing it straight, of course, here. But in terms of, I guess, me potentially giving out in the Discord, like I try to play that safe role of like giving our best opportunity to hit. So that might be something I change up, or maybe I play it straight, or maybe I leave it alone. I don't know yet for sure. But to recap here, February 26th, 4 more days. We only have 4 more days, if I'm not mistaken, in February to maximize our money here before we start into March. March gets us the United Football League. We get some football going in March. We get some MLB going in March, which is going to be super great as well. We are going to run with Pascal Siakam over 21.5 points. Tyrese Halliburton over 11.5 assists. Yes, we need Hallie to pass the ball to Siakam and Siakam to score. That's the way it's going to be. If we can get that hookup 3 or 4 times in the game, we're going to be looking pretty okay. And then lastly, we're going to wrap it up with Keegan Murray over 13.5 points. As always, I'm your host. Thank you so much for watching Lunchtime in the Lab. Be sure to follow me on all social medias at LiveJoeBets. If you have not subscribed to the podcast here on YouTube or Spotify or Apple or wherever you're at, please make sure you come and check me out. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you are watching on demand, the recorded version, thank you so much. I appreciate the comments just as much when you pop in, be like, hey, watching recorded. Hey, thanks for the show. Hey, good job on the 2-1 yesterday. Love the interaction, guys. That's truly why I do this live, is so I can get to talk to you guys and then also interact on the comments. So thanks very much for doing that. And I will catch you guys back tomorrow. And hopefully we have ourselves another winning day.